We have big new developments in the Joseph Duggar alleged sex crime scandal. He made his first court appearance out in Florida today, where he faces felony charges.
State your name, sir.
Joseph Duggar.
Good morning, Mr. Duggar. You're here for your first appearance after being arrested.
We also have another new jailhouse phone call with his wife, Kendra.
I asked him to be my attorney.
Yeah, I didn't know who exactly we settled with, but that's good.
Well, it's not for you, it's only for me.
And remember, she's his co-defendant in Arkansas as well. And we found out about phone and visitor logs for Duggar as he was behind bars in Arkansas. Plus, we have new reaction from his parents amid all these allegations and this scandal. Let's get into it all right now. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law&Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. So you know we've been following the Joseph Duggar, Kendra Duggar scandal. There have been a lot of updates in this legal saga. It can be hard to keep up with what's going on. So I want to kind of do a recap of what you might have missed, because there have been a lot of developments in the last 24 hours. So from a jailhouse phone call to visitor and call logs to also, by the way, his first court appearance in Florida to new family reaction. We're going to get into it all. So as we have been reporting, 31-year-old Joseph Duggar has been hit with felony charges of lewd and lascivious molestation of a victim less than 12 years old and lewd and lascivious behavior conducted by a person 18 years or older. And this is per the Bay County Sheriff's Office out in Florida. And this is all for allegedly sexually abusing a 9-year-old girl during a family vacation back in 2020. Now, at the same time, he and his wife, 27-year-old Kendra, are also facing charges in Arkansas. She was arrested just days after he was hit with these charges in Florida. Apparently, as part of the ongoing investigation, authorities there charged them with misdemeanor counts of 4 counts of endangering the welfare of a minor, 2nd degree, 4 counts of false imprisonment, 2nd degree. Now, we think that this is possibly connected to, although we cannot 100% confirm since authorities haven't indicated it, but it seems, allegedly, it is connected to this allegation that there were locks on the kids' doors in the family home on the exterior of the doors. This is out in Arkansas, and we know the couple share 4 kids. However, here's something new. Duggar is no longer housed at the Washington County Detention Center. This was reported by outlets like the Northwest Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, but then we have footage that we're going to talk about. So he was booked on March 18th. Apparently, he was then taken by authorities to Florida to face the sex crimes charges. And if you recall, he waived extradition, meaning he didn't fight it. That's common in criminal cases because instead of engaging in what could be a prolonged fight about why you shouldn't be transferred to that jurisdiction where you're facing charges, and many times you're going to remain locked up while that fight happens, you waive it, you go there, you go to court, you hear the charges, you fight bail. Hopefully you get released if you're a defendant, because by all accounts, if it was just the Arkansas charges, these misdemeanors, he probably would make some sort of bail like his wife Kendra. But here the idea would be you go to Florida, try to make bail. If you make bail there, probably going to make bail in Arkansas, and then you're out. Then you're out pending the trial. That would be my take for why he wanted to, or seemingly wanted to, waive extradition. However, here is the thing about bond for the Florida charges. So I have video for you. This is new. I have video from Joseph Duggar's first court appearance in the Bay County Courthouse in Florida from today. Take a look.
All right, who do we have first, ma'am?
State your name, sir.
Joseph Duggar.
Good morning, Mr. Duggar. You're here for your first appearance after being arrested for the 2nd degree felony of lewd and lascivious conduct by a person 18 years of age or older. You're also here this morning for your first appearance after being arrested for the life felony offense of lewd or lascivious molestation by an offender over the age of 18 years of age and a victim under the age of 12. It's my understanding, sir, that you were given a copy of your paperwork and advised of your rights at the jail. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
By the way, I got to say this. I don't know if you've seen all the headlines, but so many Americans right now are struggling with debt. This is a real thing. It shows up in your own numbers with rising balances, fees, minimum payments, stretches out for years. Here's the good news. Doesn't need to stay that way. Today's sponsor, PDS Debt, has helped hundreds of thousands escape debt, reduce what they owe, and take back control. So whether it's credit cards, personal loans, medical bills, PDS Debt has customized options to help you pay off debt faster. No minimum credit score required. They look beyond the numbers and they design personalized plans to help put money back where it belongs, in your pocket. Also, they're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. Every month you wait costs you more, but your way out starts right now. When the numbers are clear, act. Take back control in 30 seconds. Get your free personalized assessment and the best option for you at pdsdebt.com/sidebar. That's pdsdebt.com/sidebar, pdsdebt.com/sidebar. Okay, so he's told the charges, and you can hear life felony, first appearance, gets the paperwork. And I want you to listen to this. You know how every criminal defendant has a right to an attorney, and if they can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed to them? Listen to what Joseph Duggar apparently requested.
Right, sir, I reviewed the application that you filled out, and it says that you do not want the court to appoint an attorney to represent you. So I will not do so at this time, sir, but if you have a change in circumstances, you can fill out another application for the courtroom then, okay, sir?
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, he didn't want a court-appointed attorney, wants to seemingly retain private counsel, but there was an attorney there. There was actually an attorney there in court on his behalf for the entirety of this case, it seems, and the issue of bond came up. Okay, this is the big one. Now, when you talk about bond, issues of someone's criminal history, the allegations, whether they have ties to the community, so are they going to be a flight risk? All that came up. Take a look.
And Mr. Saline, are you here this morning on behalf of Mr. Duggar?
Yes, Your Honor, I represent Mr. Duggar in this matter. Your Honor, the family is asking for the most reasonable bond. The court is inclined to extend. It's my understanding he has no prior criminal history whatsoever, not even a speeding ticket. His father has flown to town on Saturday and is here in our community, ready to post a bond if the court is inclined to issue such. So we're asking for the most reasonable bond the court is comfortable in setting, and it has to be treated as fairly as anyone else would, regardless of his status in the television industry.
Mr. Saline, are you representing Mr. Duggar for first appearance purposes or through the duration of the case, sir?
Through the duration, Your Honor.
All right. Anything from the state attorney's office?
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning. We're asking for a substantial monetary bond in this case. It's a serious charge against the child. We ask that there be a no contact placed with the victim, as well as no supervised contact with any minors. Mr. Duggar, even though he doesn't have a criminal history, has no ties to the community. The alleged facts here was that he was just on vacation and stayed here a short period of time. Same ability to come here a short period of time allows him to leave quickly as well. So no ties to the community. So we ask for a substantial bond under 903-46 factors you're allowed to consider to make sure he appears in court.
All right. And another judge determined there was probable cause for your arrest by signing of the warrants. Ms. Fambro, do you have any criminal history, ma'am?
May show a child endangerment and false imprisonment out of Arkansas this year.
Your Honor, I believe those are charges that may still be pending. As you know, he has another family member that was arrested for the same circumstance. I don't think those have been resolved in light of him coming here.
Mr. Saline, I'm not aware of anything else, sir. I'm just here this morning on Mr. Joseph Duggar's case. So, so Ms. Fambro, you show those as open, you said out of the state of Arkansas?
I don't show the disposition. I show that they were charged.
Okay.
That is correct. There are pending charges in Arkansas at this time.
All right, Mr. Duggar, I'm going to set your bond amount this morning in the lewd or lascivious conduct charge at $100,000. I'm going to set your bond amount in the lewd or lascivious molestation charge, which is a life felony, at $500,000. It's a total of $600,000 bond. Sir, you're going to have some other conditions as well. Sir, you are ordered to have no contact with the alleged victim. That means directly, indirectly through a third party or social media. Do you understand the no contact order, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, you are also ordered that you are to have no unsupervised contact with any minors under the age of 18. Your next court date, sir, is April 20th at 9 a.m.
And
Step to your right to the T. Ma'am, if you'll give us a moment.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And Your Honor, that's all I have, maybe, excuse me.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Have a good day.
Yes, Your Honor, and same here, if I may be excused.
Yes, sir. Have a good day,
Thank you,
Mr.
Judge.
Saleen.
Have a good morning.
Interesting when he says the family, right? The family wants a reasonable bond here. Does that mean just Kendra? Does it mean Kendra? Does it mean other family members? I want you to keep that in mind because I want to get into the family's response. But his bond was set at $600,000. So while I said that there might be an effort to waive extradition, go there, make bond, get, be out while this trial progresses, $600,000 is a lot. And I will tell you, at the time of this recording, I haven't seen anything as of yet to say that he posted that bond, but we'll see. He was also ordered to have no contact with the alleged victim, no unsupervised contact with minors. That's very common in these kinds of cases. And his next court date is set for April 20th. Now, in terms of new updates, right? I said the latest developments, new updates. According to People magazine, we may have found out who Joseph Duggar has been calling when he was locked up in the Washington County Detention Facility in Arkansas and who visited him. So I want to start there. Now, while we mentioned in a previous episode of Sidebar that Joseph had called Kendra, we now have new audio. And I want to give you a bit more context here. So first, the context. So Joseph was arrested March 18th. Reportedly, it was on March 19th that he called Kendra. Apparently, she didn't respond or pick up. By the way, he also reportedly called a management consultant that same day. No further information on who that person could be or who that company might have been. PR consultant, crisis management, not entirely sure. High-profile individual, very salacious allegations. Now, he reportedly calls Kendra again, March 20th. They speak for about 8 minutes. This was reportedly 2 hours after Kendra was booked and then released on bond for her Arkansas charges. Remember the misdemeanor charges. So there's this phone call. Apparently calls her again March 21st, March 22nd, both calls reportedly lasting 21 minutes. March 23rd, he makes 2 calls to Kendra again. First conversation lasting 20 minutes, second one about 9 minutes. By the way, this is all based on reporting from page 6. March 24th to the 26th, he reportedly makes 2 more calls to Kendra, or at least Kendra's number, I should say, and with each conversation lasting about 20 minutes. Now, here is the new audio between what seems to be Joseph and Kendra.
Hi.
Hey, I know that
I'm.
just know that we can't talk about a lot
Yeah.
here. Did Travis get a hold of you?
Yeah, I've been talking to Travis.
Oh, good, good.
I've got him as my attorney right now.
Okay.
I don't know if you know that. I
No,
asked him to
wasn't.
be my attorney.
Yeah, I didn't know who exactly so that's good.
Well, it's not for you. It's only for me. I mean, he can work with you, but it's just they said I needed somebody
Okay.
for the case that we've got going with the kids and stuff.
Bunch of thoughts. Now, I mentioned this in our last episode, but it's even more pronounced here. There seems to be a clear acknowledgement that they can't talk freely, seemingly about the particulars of their criminal cases, right? Not surprising, because usually before any jailhouse phone call, there is a message that comes up that says this line is being recorded. And we know those jailhouse phone calls can be used and have been used by prosecutors as evidence at trial. Now, in terms of the attorney, I mean, yeah, you really don't have the same attorney representing 2 defendants. It's not always the case, but it's rare because you have conflicting interests with each defendant. Sometimes you have conflicting defenses. Not saying one here would blame the other, but sometimes different levels of culpability, competing interests. Sometimes an attorney would be prohibited from representing 2 defendants that have competing interests. That's under the ethics rules. But also here, think about it. Even though there was a source that told people that what Kendra is facing in Arkansas, those charges are not connected or related to Joseph's charges in Florida, those allegations, and there's no reporting to suggest otherwise, that they are distinct, and she hasn't been implicated in what he's accused of doing in Florida, he is facing a different legal challenge and different accusations in Florida that may or may not affect the Arkansas case. So he needs his own attorney. Yes, they're facing the same charges in Arkansas, co-defendants, but his legal saga, his legal predicament, very different. And she seemingly acknowledges that the charges they face in Arkansas are in fact about their kids. We suspected that. We thought that. Right there. That was a theory that after he was charged in Florida, authorities go to check out the house in Arkansas. This is what we thought, probably pursuant to a warrant, and they see something that facilitates those misdemeanor charges. Was it about the locks or not? Not entirely sure, but she seemingly acknowledges that the criminal case is about the kids. Now, before we even get into the visitor logs, the potential visitor logs, and the reaction from Joseph's parents, this is new, the patriarch, the matriarch of the Duggar clan, this is some more of Kendra and Joseph's jailhouse phone calls.
How are you?
I'm alright. I mean, I've been spending a lot of time praying and reading the Bible. They got me a Bible in here, so I'm in solitary. So I'm only I'm in the cell for 23 hours of the day. So, but
Really?
yeah, so it's like a 8 by 10 area, pretty small area, but I've been able to
Wow.
read a lot. I actually been resting some, but not sleeping great through the night. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Aw.
but it's good to hear your voice.
Yeah, it's good to hear from you.
And then they apparently talk about how Joseph is going to sign over the belongings he had with him when he was booked to Kendra so she can get them. And then there's this part.
Did you hear that I'm out here with, did you hear where I'm at and everything?
I don't know. Should we say it?
I think that'll, well, I don't know. Maybe not. But they've got me a good place to stay that's very private.
Oh, praise the Lord. I'm happy about that.
So,
I was hoping.
yeah, and they're taking,
Well,
so you're doing okay?
I'm trying to keep my spirits up, and I feel like reading the Bible has really been helpful to calm and not think about all the situations. So it's been uplifting. So
Oh, that's good to hear.
this one that I got, it's like some other NLT version or something like that, but it has a devotional in it that has some really good stuff. So
Okay, so you get a sense of what he was maybe going through inside that detention center, and we speculate why solitary confinement, maybe high-profile individual, maybe it could have been an issue. So anyway, he appears to no longer be there, right? He's in Florida. So one more thing I should mention, 5 News, just going back to the Washington Detention Center, the Washington County Detention Center, 5 News at one point obtained part of a phone call that Joseph made from the Washington County Detention Facility 2, seemingly like about what he should be thinking about extradition and those kinds of issues.
Hi there. This is Joe Duggar here.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hello.
hey, I'm over here at the Washington County.
Yeah.
Kendra, I don't know if my dad mentioned it to you or not.
Yeah.
I didn't know if we need to talk sometime about things or how the process works here on this side, or if you know anything more than I do.
Yeah. The only issue, you're there. You're in custody pending the issuance of a governor's warrant by the state of Florida. And you can be held for 30 days. Now you may be entitled to bond. Have they talked to you about? No, you're not status. Have they talked?
Yeah.
Have they talked to you about? Have they talked to you about bond?
Nothing. No.
Okay. They haven't said they're going to bring you before a judge anytime soon.
No, nothing of that sort.
Okay. Yeah, that's the only issue you've got now while you're in Washington County. You want to be out. And you get ties to the community, you get your family here. I mean, the judge should set a bond, in which case you'll be out pending Arkansas receipt of a governor's warrant from Florida. It's called extradition, which you may have heard of, but
okay.
But yeah, that's the only issue you got here in Arkansas. So
Okay. All right.
they should. They should. I mean, you should appear before the judge for bond, but let me know if that happens.
Okay.
If not, we might be able to get you in front of a judge for that.
Okay.
You have 3 minutes remaining on this call.
Yeah,
I guess if that's it, I guess we'll just, thank you. Yeah, if that's it, then I guess we can, circle back if we hear anything.
yeah.
I'm not too familiar with this process since it's,
Okay.
the first time.
Well,
here,
if you, yeah, I understand. But if you bump into a deputy or something, say, ask if they're getting a bond hearing.
Okay. I'll ask that. All right. Thank you.
All right,
Okay.
buddy.
Bye.
Okay, now I mentioned the visitor logs. This is new too. So according to page 6, Joseph Duggar's attorney appears to be the only person who visited him when he was at the Washington County Detention Center. Maybe not surprising when you consider the family's reaction to his arrest. And let's start with the new one. Let's start with the big reaction from the parents. So a spokesperson for the Duggar family told people yesterday that Jim, Bob, and Michelle, quote, are heartbroken over this entire situation. Right now, they are focused on loving their family and helping Kendra and her children during this difficult time. They are praying for the victim, seemingly in reference to the alleged Florida victim. They ask for privacy and appreciate the kind words and prayers offered by so many. Now it's interesting because based on the jailhouse phone call I played before, where I believe you can hear the kids in the background as Kendra is seemingly talking to Joseph, and that statement, it seems like Kendra is with the kids, right? Even despite the allegations, the charges in Arkansas. But from that statement, helping Kendra, there doesn't appear to be, at least as far as I can see, an acknowledgement of her charges, right? It's more about his felony charges in Florida. Now, I don't know if that was deliberate or not. I don't know if that really is the case or it isn't a reflection on the charges or is a reflection on the charges she faces. It's difficult to say one way or another because we really don't know the evidence. We really don't know the basis for the Arkansas misdemeanor charges or what the family thinks of those, or I should say what the parents thinks of those. I'll talk about the family in a minute. I will say this, though, and it's something to think about. You know, the Duggar family were stars of this TLC show, 19 Kids and Counting, and that lifestyle, that view on parenting and religion, it can be very different from what others are accustomed to. It was about a conservative Christian family, homeschooling. It was especially famous for the family's strict rules about dating and marriage. Amazon Prime released a documentary called Shiny Happy People, Duggar Family Secrets. One of the things that the documentary really focused on was the teachings that apparently motivated or guided the Duggar family, IBLP, Institute in Basic Life Principles. And this documentary explained that you're talking about a stricter lifestyle, abandoning vices like music and TV and dating. The whole idea of courtship, by the way, is different too. Getting to know someone, a romantic interest, not one-on-one, but through family. How you parent or punish children may be different. But again, just something to think about. I have no idea what the family actually thinks about Kendra or the charges, although I do have something to say about that. Now, I want to go back to one other point. So, no reported visitors. Why? Okay, what have we seen? What have we seen from the family's reaction? So I mentioned the parents. Joseph's brother Jason and his wife Maddie, they took to Instagram with a statement, quote, "We, like many, have spent the week completely shocked, confused, and grieved, to list a few emotions. We are disgusted to hear the news about my brother. However, this isn't about how it's impacted our lives. Our hearts are burdened because a child's life has been turned upside down due to evil actions of someone who should have never hurt the vulnerable. This is something unthinkable. We are angered by what has happened, and we pray God's righteous hand and the court system will serve justice in the situation as deserved. Maddie and I have always had a special place in our hearts for the vulnerable around us, and we will continue to do so. To fathom that someone would abuse their authority to harass the innocent is vile. We ask that you pray for the victim who has been brave enough to share what has happened. We also ask that you pray for his family at this time, as his children must face the reality of losing a father that should have been a spiritual leader in their lives. We stand with innocent children always." I just have to say, he is innocent until proven guilty in the eyes of the law. They seem to kind of have made a decision based on this, but I don't know. I mean, it's pretty strong words. Ginger Duggar spoke about the arrests on her podcast. She was visibly emotional. She said, quote, "It has been such a long week. It has been one of those weeks that feels like years. I did not think my heart could break like it has this week. The pain and heartbreak that we've had over this and just thinking of how it's affected so many, yeah, it's just unthinkable, so hard and painful on many levels. She continued, it's hard. All we can do in these moments is cry out to God and ask him to sustain us and give help, because you can't just be prepared for news like this. Jill Duggar, her husband Derek Dillard, put out a statement on their family vlog. Said, quote, "We were shocked yesterday evening to learn of Jill's brother's arrest. We are shocked and heartbroken. We strongly condemn abuse. We support the rule of law and hope that justice will be achieved. Our hearts go out to the innocent juvenile victim of this unspeakable crime and her family. We pray God gives her strength, comfort, and hope, and that she's able to get all the help and support she needs and deserves in the days ahead." Joseph's sister, Juliana Duggar, wrote on her Instagram story, "What has come out about my brother is heartbreaking and deeply disturbing. My heart is with the victim, and I am grieved by the pain and harm caused. I have been a wreck this week and am taking time to process. I have a few pre-filmed commitments that I have to post, but I will be taking some much-needed time with my family. Thank you for your prayers." How about this one? Cousin Amy Duggar King released an initial statement saying how she was sickened, heartbroken, deeply angry, saying the courage it took for her to come forward, meaning the alleged victim, cannot be overstated. That bravery deserves to be honored above all else. And while she initially said she was praying for Kendra, she issued a follow-up statement after Kendra's arrest, remember 2 days after Joseph. "The world changed a few hours later. These are serious charges. They are not the same as Joseph's charges, but they are not small, and I will not treat them as small. The moment a person faces criminal charges for the endangerment of children, my prayers shift to the children." So that is a direct reference to what Kendra is facing there. And then there's Josh Duggar, okay? This one's a bit different. He's currently, as we know, serving that 12-year sentence in Texas for receiving child sexual abuse material, child pornography. His lawyer released a statement to Us Weekly on his behalf. It says, "Josh Duggar does not know the details of the claims that have been made against his brother Joseph, but he knows the media frenzy that any incident regarding his family creates. He feels for his brother because everything is amplified out of proportion by the media interest in his family. This makes the pain of the criminal justice process exponentially worse. Josh prays for his brother and he hopes that he can stay strong. He too has felt the crushing wave of accusation that is powered by the media spectacle to which his family is subjected." I'll go back to my original point. Now you maybe see, if the reporting is true, why no one visited Joseph. Okay, if you're new to this case and you want a little bit more context on all this, I have to just go through this real quick. There is an affidavit that was filed with the Bay County Sheriff's Office, provides a few more details. So the accuser, who apparently was 9 years old at the time, allegedly told investigators that during this 2020 family vacation to Panama City Beach, Joseph had allegedly asked her to, quote, sit on his lap numerous times. When she would sit on his lap, he would allegedly cradle her with his arms. According to the affidavit, that pattern shifted over the course of the vacation. The accuser told investigators that Joseph began asking her to sit on the couch beside him, and then this escalated, or allegedly escalated. He, quote, covered the parties with a blanket, and once they were covered, the affidavit claims that Joseph would pull the victim's dress up and touch the victim's thighs, and that she described that he would, quote, touch the top portions of her thighs and would inch higher and higher, closer to the victim's waistline. Continued from there, the affidavit states that during these incidents, and the accuser said they happened, quote, several times, Joseph's hand allegedly grazed the victim's genital area with his hand outside of her underwear. The accuser described feeling uncomfortable and confused. And here's something that complicates the picture. According to the affidavit, Joseph, quote, eventually approached the victim and apologized for his actions. That after the apology, the incident stopped occurring. And after the victim's forensic interview, with law enforcement, Deputy Sheriff Darrell Norris of the Bay County Sheriff's Office, quote, requested the detective and victim's father call Joseph. On that call, according to the affidavit, Joseph allegedly admitted his actions, stating he touched the victim over her clothing, and then he, quote, admitted his intentions were not pure. Strong allegations here. So he's arrested. Joseph's arrested March 18th. You have the video from the Washington County that shows you him getting booked. You have these angles of the officers searching him and video of this interaction as well.
Anything on you in the city or poking?
No.
In your pocket, what do you have?
No, nothing at all.
Oh,
Sorry, I thought you said if I had anything on me.
You said not in my pockets. I mean,
Yeah,
you needed
no,
you got
no,
somewhere
no.
else. All right. Any injuries?
Well, I don't have anything to train you.
You been here before?
No, that's that.
I
I think I got a brother went to school for getting to police staff training.
Oh,
He
yeah.
got pepper sprayed out over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's that name?
Duggar.
Oh,
He was on before or something.
He was doing training here?
Yeah. He did part-time in Town.
All right, whenever I let you look into that, put it on the wall here, okay? What's your warrant for? And that's fine, just need to know if I need to put your baby on the
What's that?
Just didn't know how much it was.
I'm not exactly sure. It's like,
You don't have to tell me anything you
yeah,
don't
just today.
I'll be going with that, okay? Want to talk, sometimes we don't. I'll be there. I'm gonna meet you. All right, and behind your back, let's see on that bench right there. All right.
So there you have it. Okay, some more updates on the Joseph Duggar case. We'll continue to follow it here on Sidebar. That's all we have for you right now. Thank you so much for following us. As always, please subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you should get your podcasts. You can also check us out on NBC's Peacock as well. If you want to follow me, X, Instagram, my News Nation show, Jesse Weber Live, Monday through Friday, 11 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you next time, everybody.